listening to Off Limits. Liberal, irreverent, and really, really gay. Hello. There we go. Sorry about that. I don't know if I'm ever going to get that fixed. Anyway, welcome to the show. Thank you for listening to Brain Purge on the Off Limits show tonight. We are talking about whatever is on my mind or whatever is on your mind tonight. Whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about. Whatever you want to know about me, you can ask me. Whatever is on your mind, just feel free to call in. You can call in using the Skype, and you can use the name Off Limits Show, and there you can actually hear the show as well on offlimitshow.com. You can also go to Twitter or Facebook or iTunes or Spreaker or Stitcher.com, and you can hear the show in all of those places in various forms, one or the other. Sometimes you listen on your phone. Whatever you want to do, I'm here. So just going to talk about a few things on my mind tonight. That's all. So, by the way, the number to call in, if you decide you'd like to call in anyway, is, let me find the number actually. Hold on. Is not that. It's 214. Sorry, I don't know it yet because I just got the number a month or so ago, and I can't remember what it is. If I can just find it here. Sorry about that. Where the hell is it? Oh my God, I'm having issues today with my computer. I don't know what the going. There it goes to profile and collections, and then I think it's under this one. Okay, so the call number is 214-377-0481, or via Skype, name Off Limits Show. So feel free to call in if you're interested in talking. If not, sit back, listen, and relax. So I'm thinking today I actually was up until yesterday, or was it today? Today, I was up today. I didn't go to sleep last night. I was up until 2 p.m. Because we had the service guy come today, and he was going to be between 11 and 1, and so I had to wait until he was done before I could go to sleep, because it's easier for me to stay awake all day than it is for me to go to sleep and get up only after a couple hours of sleep. So after he left, I slept for about 6 hours, and then ate, watched TV, watched a couple of episodes of Scandal. Only have 3 episodes left, thank goodness, and then I'll be done without my addiction to Scandal, and hopefully that'll be done soon. And after that, here I am on Spreaker. I went to a couple shows earlier today on Spreaker, as well as earlier tonight on Spreaker, as well as on TalkShoe and Blog Talk Radio. Apparently, there was a marriage between an online personality known as Bathtub Girl and Kilgore, and apparently Kilgore stood her up at the altar again. So these crazy online marriages never work out, unfortunately. Uh, Fortunately, I'm really married. It's much better to be really married than online married, and I'm really happy that I am. So things going on in the news I wanted to talk about or on my mind. There's where did I go earlier? There was something I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, there is this stupid ass woman in Houston, no, in San Antonio. She's a councilwoman on San Antonio Council, right? And there's a new recording of her. Her name's Alyssa Chan. It's been leaked, and it's not a pretty picture. The tape was obtained by a guy named Brian Chasanoff at mysanantonio.com. And anyway, on the 21st, Chan had held a staff meeting in her city hall office to discuss their city's proposal to update their non-discrimination ordinance, which would add protections for sexual orientation and for gender identity. And so during this 15-minute meeting, Chan goes into this huge tirade against homophobic tirade against homosexuals and very hateful comments and just really horrible things about the gay community. And in the recording, she says that she believes being gay is a choice. And she says, quote, to be quite honest, I know this is not politically correct. I never bought into that whole you are born gay thing. I can't imagine it. And then she says, I don't think homosexual people should do adoption. You're going to confuse those kids. They should be banned. If you want to choose that lifestyle, we don't want to discriminate against you, but you shouldn't affect the young people. How terrible. They're going to be confused. You see two men go into a bedroom, you see two women kissing. Isn't that not confusing? It's confusing. But the thing that's the worst, she says how disgusting gay people are. She says they're so disgusting. And she says, I would never say that outside of here because they would kill me. When I say that, it's behavioral preference. They say, no, you're born with it, but I've never bought into that. And then she says, the conversation turns into when one of the aides say Americans can, with almost 90% success rate, identify gay people by their faces alone. And she says that's because they shave. And I also think they take hormone shots. I mean, really? And, so she goes on and on and on, says horrible things about how disgusting we are or whatever. And so this is someone who's part of the San Antonio Council, City Council. And, I live in Dallas, and San Antonio is farther south. And, I think it's probably a little more conservative than it is here, just a little bit, even though Dallas is still very conservative as a whole. But the woman is going on and on about how disgusting gay people are and how we shouldn't be able to adopt or whatever. And I had never understood this kind of bigotry and this kind of prejudice from people like her because, first of all, if you don't know a gay person, which I'm sure she doesn't know any. I mean, she doesn't really know a gay person. She only knows caricatures of gay people. She knows what she's seen on television. She knows what she's seen in plays or movies, which typically represent gays as in stereotypical fashion. And she probably doesn't know a gay person intimately herself, like as a friend or a family member or whatever. And so someone to speak the way she has about gay people just is plain ignorance. I mean, it's one thing if someone, is like interested in understanding the gay community. Maybe they admit that they're ignorant, don't really understand the gay community, and they're like, educate me about it, tell me about what it's like to be gay and why you're gay and blah, blah, blah. If they want to know that, that's fine. But if somebody is spouting off saying, oh, they shouldn't be able to adopt children, they're disgusting, and they shouldn't be able to even exist, I think this woman should be shot. Seriously. I mean, to feel so threatened by a community of people simply because they're different than you are really shows her level of ignorance and bigotry and her own lack of empathy for humanity or for other human beings. I think that people are generally just uneducated about gay people and don't really understand it. So, and a lot of times, of course, it comes from a religious perspective or standpoint, and I'm sure that's probably part of what's fueling hers. And it seems like almost everybody who is anti-gay or anti-transgender or anti-whatever are generally that way because of their religious beliefs. And religion is a powerful thing. Religion is a really powerful thing, and people really lean on it to give them direction in their lives, when in reality they should be making decisions for themselves about what direction their lives take, or what they think, or what they believe. So, I've said this on my show a million times before, and I'll say it again and again until people fucking get it, that it is not appropriate for anyone to tell someone else how they should or shouldn't live their life, ever. It doesn't mean I shouldn't tell someone else how they should live their life. They shouldn't tell me how I should live my life, in terms of being who you are. I mean, obviously, if you're hurting someone else, that's one thing. But if you're just living your life and going about your business, then what the fuck difference does it make? It doesn't matter unless you're a fucking moron. So anyway, that was something that happened recently that I was a little disgusted by, and I felt like, wow. I mean, we are 2013. I mean, I know this. It doesn't surprise me at all. Of course, it doesn't surprise me. I run into this kind of stuff all of the time, but it does disappoint me that there are still people out there who are still stuck in the dark ages, and are out to essentially get us. And that's what I've said to people who challenge me about their own beliefs. Well, these are my beliefs. I'm entitled to my beliefs and whatever. Well, you're entitled to your beliefs as long as they don't infringe upon my civil liberties, my equality, my civil rights, or my human rights, really. As long as what you do or want to do doesn't infringe upon my rights, go at it. I don't care. And I was listening to the additional conversation they were having, and they kept going on and on about what all the conservative people always say. Well, since we've allowed gay people to get married, we're gonna have people marrying their dogs, and pedophiles are now going to be able to have sex with kids legally. Well, first of all, I hate the fact that people always equate being gay with pedophilia, or being gay with bestiality. Neither of these things are equal. None of these things have anything to do with one or the other. Sexual orientation is completely separate and completely different thing than sexual perversion, meaning someone who's interested in someone who is too young for them, like a child or something, or something that is or something that is like bestiality or something like that. These things are, and the reason I always say that those people cannot consent to sex with one another. A child cannot consent to sex with a pedophile, and a dog or animal of some sort can't either. So that's why I find those to be revolting and wrong, because it is essentially making someone do something whether they want to or not, against their will, or do something against their will. And I think that's wrong, and I just think it's gross anyway. But that's why I see, in terms of a civil rights issue, why there's a difference between those things, and people who equate them are just stupid. I mean, they're just basically ignorant morons who really do not understand what the fuck they're talking about. And they're just simpletons, really. People who think this way are simple-minded idiots. People who just really don't take the time to educate themselves on these particular topics. Yes, there are plenty of people out there who are highly intelligent and highly educated in the book sense, but oftentimes are still have this blind spot because of their religious beliefs, or because of how they were raised, and fail to use logic, or fail to use their brains for understanding people in another way. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. When we come back, we're going to talk about some interesting things happening in the world. If you want to call in during the show, feel free. The number is 214. What is the number? I keep forgetting it. The number is 214 377-0481, or you can use the name Off Limits Show on Skype and call in. And I'll be right back.
You're listening to Off Limits, liberal, irreverent, and really, really gay.